Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tarot CelebriTEA with your boy Ducky. Today, we are going to be reading Nikki and Sunoo's friendship. Some tarot cards about their friendship and what's going on between them from ENHYPEN. So, this is a lovely request that someone asked for me to do, and it was next on my to-do list. So, without further ado, let's get this video going. So remember that these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Why is that? That is because we do not have Nikki or Sunoo here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards is resonating with them or is not resonating with them. So just remember to keep that in mind while I am talking throughout this video. And also, I apologize if the pronunciations of their names are off. Ni-Ki and Sunoo. I'll try and I'll try and say it to the best of my capabilities. But yeah, don't flame me, y'all. Don't flame me. All right, so let's get started with this video on Nikki and Sunoo's connection, their friendship. All right, so let's just get a general energy of both of them right now. What is the current general energy between Nikki and Sunoo? King of Cups. The Page of Cups. And the Ten of Wands. Let's get an oracle card representing their current energy together. We got Bear. Use power with wisdom. So there's some feelings involved here going on. There's something going on here in regards to the Page of Cups. There is some feelings of inadequacy. There is someone in here who doesn't feel like they are enough, or they don't feel like they have much to offer. But the beautiful thing here between Nikki and Sunoo, their current energy, is that even though someone in this connection doesn't feel very good, there's still this King of Cups energy here where they're very emotionally invested in helping one another out, especially when it comes with the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands talks all about carrying burdens on behalf of others. It seems like there's something that happened where I don't know who it is, but they are just trying to help each other out. They're trying to help one another out. And especially with this Bear card, use power with wisdom. It seems that there is one person here that seems that they are more, I don't want to say powerful, but maybe emotionally. Maybe emotionally one of them realizes they are stronger than the other, and they are trying to help the other one feel a little bit more emotionally strong. And so and you all let me know who this could be, who this is resonating for, because I don't follow up with Nikki or Sunoo, so I'm not really sure who it is here that's the emotionally stronger one. But there's someone in here that's emotionally stronger and someone who is not as emotionally strong. And the person who is not so emotionally strong, they're going to be the one that's a little bit more sensitive. They're a little bit more insecure. And so the person that is more secure and more strong in their emotions, they are trying to help the other person out and trying to carry the obstacles. I don't want to say burden. They don't want to carry, I don't want to say that they are carrying the burdens of this other person, but they are trying to help this other person out. This other person that seems to have a little bit more weight on their shoulders, a little bit more stuff going on in their life. This stronger person that's emotionally more in tune with themselves is trying to be there for the other person and trying to to be powerful and be nurturing. You know, bears are powerful, but they are also very caring creatures and very nurturing. So that's what's going on here. So now let's see. Let's dive a little bit deeper. Let's start with Nikki's thoughts on Sunu. All right. Okay, let's start with Nikki's thoughts on Sunu. Nikki's thoughts on Sunu. Two of Pentacles in reverse. The Messenger, the Hierophant. And the King of Swords. Oh, in reverse. Okay. Let's get an oracle card on Nikki's thoughts on Sunu. Butterfly. Be ready to transform with wisdom. Okay, and let's draw some cards for Sunu's thoughts on Nikki. The Hanged Man in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse. The Ace of Cups. Okay, so there's a lot of reversals here. So I'm willing to guess that immediately that there's something that has happened that they are recovering from. Horse. Care for others and let them be free. Okay, so let's get started on Nikki's thoughts on Sunu. So Nikki's thoughts on Sunu. We got the Two of Pentacles in reverse with the Messenger or the Hierophant in reverse. So normally the Two of Pentacles talks about having, you know, being a little bit careless, being a little bit reckless, wanting to do too much too soon. It could also talk about spending, overly spending too much. And with this Hierophant in reverse, normally the Hierophant talks about, you know, following a strict code of ethics and morals. But when it comes in reverse, it could talk about that this person is a little bit rebellious. They do whatever they want. And this makes sense with this Two of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like Nikki believes that Sunu is quite rebellious, does whatever he wants to do, and maybe spends a lot of money. And it's just, there's some kind of like carelessness here that Nikki believes that Sunu acts, especially with the King of Swords here showing up in reverse. The King of Swords is very wise and loyal and great at advising people and great with words, great with, you know, their thoughts and their words and how they use their words. And with this coming in reverse, I feel like Nikki believes that Sunu just doesn't really choose his words carefully. And because he's quite rebellious. I feel like Nikki believes that Sunu is quite rebellious with his words, with his thoughts, and just does whatever he wants without really thinking about it. Does too much, or maybe spends too much money, doesn't think too much about what he does. And so with this butterfly here, I feel like Nikki believes that Sunu needs to change in some way, ready to transform with wisdom. There's some kind of wisdom, there's some kind of change that Nikki believes that Sunu needs to create, especially with wisdom representing, you know, the intellect, the mind, and with this King of Swords, the Suit of Swords is all about the element of air, which is all about your thoughts and your mind and the way you communicate. I do believe that Nikki sees that Sunu just needs to change the way he communicates or the way he thinks, the way he verbalizes things, because he is a little bit rebellious and he doesn't really care too much about what he says or how he says it. And there's some kind of like recklessness, carelessness here that's going on. And again, this is Nikki's thoughts on Sunu. So that's what I'm seeing. Now, keep in mind, y'all, that I don't want these videos to be for like gossiping purposes or anything like that. I just am like relaying what I'm seeing in the cards and yeah, letting y'all know about that. So let's get started on Sunu's thoughts on Nikki. All right, so with the Hanged Man in reverse, I feel like Sunu believes that Nikki just does not let go of things. Sunu believes that Nikki holds on to things way too long. Like, look at this. Like, this person is hanging upside down and holding on to fruit. And I don't know, like maybe an egg here and the other hand. But when this comes in reverse, like, there's like a change of perspective that Sunu feels that Nikki needs to have. Sunu believes that Nikki just does not let go of things and can be quite temperamental, can be quite irritable with this Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands normally is very passionate, loves creativity, loves anything that's artistically inclined. But when this comes in reverse, all of this fire can quickly become into kind of like some kind of jealous type of energy and irritable type of energy. So I feel like Sunu believes that Nikki needs to just like needs to let go of situations, learn to kind of like go with the flow and go along with whatever situations are handed to him, and stop dwelling so much in the past, and or stop bringing up things about the past and getting angry about the past, because there's a lot of love here. Sunu believes that Nikki has a lot of love. There's so much love here that Sunu believes Nikki is capable of offering, but he just needs to like let go of past situations and let go of feeling the need to find things to maybe be angry about, or holding on to things, that mistakes that people have done in the past that cause him to be angry. And with this horse card here, care for others and let them be free. Sunu believes that Nikki, again, like with this Ace of Cups, there's a lot of love here that Sunu believes Nikki has, but sometimes Nikki believes that all of this love that Nikki has, he just tries to maybe control the actions of other people. And Sunu believes that Nikki just needs to love people and let them be free. Let them be free to do whatever they want to do and love them for as they are, rather than loving them and trying to change things about them that Nikki doesn't like. So, and it's interesting because here Nikki believes that Sunu needs to change. Like, Nikki believes Sunu needs to change some of his ways, the way he thinks, or in the way he speaks sometimes, maybe in his actions. And then Sunu believes that like Nikki just needs to love people for who they are, as they are, and just let them be free to do whatever they want to do, and to not dwell so much on the past and get angry about the past so much and past mistakes that people have made. So interesting. Let's do some advice. Let's do some advice for Nikki and some advice for Sunu. All right, so let's do some advice for Nikki. Let's draw some cards representing some advice for Nikki. Four of Wands in reverse. Page of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Huh. Let's get an oracle card. Gray Squirrel, find new ways of solving problems. Huh. Interesting. And let's draw some cards representing Sunu. Some advice for Sunu. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Cups. The Emperor in reverse. Badger, bring your life into balance. There's the immediate sense that I'm seeing with this reading for today is like control. There's like some kind of sense of control or lack of control that these two energies have. It's like one of them wants to have more control of the way other people are, and the other one doesn't really care too much. I don't know. There's the these advice cards are kind of tripping me up today. All right, so let's start with Nikki's advice with the Four of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, Four of Wands. The Four of Wands talks about like prosperity, being grounded. But as an advice card coming in reverse for Nikki, maybe the advice is to not be so stuck on how to solve problems, because here it says find new ways of solving problems. Maybe Nikki is always so used to doing the same thing or doing things a certain way, and it's hard for him to like change things. And I think it's hard for Nikki to change some of his habits because they bring him so much pleasure. With the Nine of Pentacles showing up here, it came in reverse, but normally the Nine of Pentacles talks about, having fun, enjoying the pleasures of the fruits of your labor, enjoying all of that life has to offer, especially because you've worked hard. But the advice here for Nikki is to find ways to solve problems. Maybe Nikki, whenever they are feeling down or they're feeling sad, they'll maybe like go and spend money, or maybe they don't spend money. There's something going on here in regards to that. They do something so much. They're so used to solving problems one way, rather than like talking about it. With the Page of Swords, which the Page of Swords is all about communication. This is the key card that I'm really seeing for Nikki. Is Nikki's advice is like he needs to learn how to communicate more, verbalize his thoughts more, rather than rather than like going out and doing something, rather than going out and wanting to like have fun, or rather than going like spending money, going on like a shopping spree, rather than talking about things. There are other ways to solve problems. You can get to the same destination by going in many different routes rather. And so the advice for Nikki is like he needs to learn how to fix the situations by talking through them, talking them out, rather than maybe like running away. It seems like Nikki maybe just like runs away, doesn't really like confrontation so much, because the Four of Wands is all about stability and being grounded, being harmonious, being connected with people. But when this comes in reverse, I think he just doesn't really find joy in like being grounded or talking with people about stuff. He'd rather just run away than talk about things. So that's the advice for Nikki is he needs to learn how to communicate what's going on with him more rather than kind of just like running away and maybe going to have fun, whether that's, like going out dancing, going out to spend money, maybe like reading a book and like staying away from like the actual situation, the actual problem. So that's the advice for Nikki. Now let's do the advice for Sunu. The advice for Sunu here with the Emperor here in reverse. The Emperor is very much in control when this comes in right side up, and it's ruled by Aries, which is very take charge personality. They're cardinal signs, so they like to take action, they like to start things, but it's hard for them to finish things. When this comes in reverse, that energy can become a little bit controlling. So the advice for Sunu is to try not control everyone and every single person's kind of like actions and mentalities. Um, with the Three of Pentacles here also showing up in reverse, the Three of Pentacles to me talks about people coming together when it's right side up. It talks about people coming together and working well together, bringing in everyone's individual strengths to the table to create something. But when it comes in reverse, I feel like Sanu very much like just wants to take control of situations and maybe doesn't acknowledge that everyone has different strengths and stuff. And he needs to bring his life into balance, with these badgers. Look at these two little badgers, and it says bring your life into balance. There's some kind of balance here that Sanu needs to have. Um, Maybe he just wants to always like be in control of the situation and doesn't allow or doesn't see the other person's perspective or is not really willing to see that everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and it's hard for him to grasp that. So the advice for Sanu is that he's been in this situation before with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is all about memory. He needs to remember that he has had friendships like this in the past with just like with what's going on between him and Nikki, that there's sometimes maybe Sunu wants to just like he's like, well, you know what, this is me, take it or leave it. I'm not gonna change for anyone. Um, this is me, whatever. But he's been able to fix past friendships by being a little bit more cordial, being a little bit more accepting of everyone's differences and everyone's strengths and weaknesses. Um, Rather than being like, well, this is me, I'm not going to change for anyone. It's not about changing, it's about bringing life into balance, allowing um, both people's strengths to shine in the friendship. And this is the advice for him. Like, he's been in this situation before, again, with the Six of Cups talking about memory. And he's been successful at salvaging and saving friendships by being a little bit more emotionally cordial, a little bit more emotionally understanding of the other person. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing in regards to Sanu's advice between him and Nikki. So let me know if what you thought of this video. This one was a little bit tricky for me because there is like the beginning. The good thing that came out with the beginning of the cards was that there's that King of Cups energy where there's someone here who's emotionally strong, and maybe I feel like I don't know, maybe like it switches where like sometimes like this person's more emotionally strong where Sunu is more emotionally strong, and then other times Nikki is emotionally strong, and maybe that's where this balance comes into play where they're both very strong and maybe a little bit stubborn and stuck in how they do things, and so there's this like sense of like control that they both need to like give up. They need to balance this sense of like wanting to control one another and just let each other be. But the good thing with the beginning of the cards again is that they are learning to work with each other's emotions and learning to be there and let each other take on one another's problems or or fears whenever, depending on the situation, because there was that 10 of wands card that came up in the beginning with the page of cups. So sometimes whenever, again, with this like 3 of pentacles, when someone isn't feeling strong, the other person is there for them. And when this person isn't feeling strong, then this person will be strong for them. So there's this like give and take and this balance going on that they need to learn how to kind of manage and learn to appreciate. So that's it for this reading. Let me know what you thought of this video. Yeah, and let me know if you have any suggestions on whose cards I should add on to my to-do list to read next. So that's it for me. Make sure to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Stay hydrated. Remember to love and respect yourselves and others. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.